Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about uh, the deadly sins. The deadly sins were, you guess, identified in the Bible, Holy Quran, and various other holy books. It discussed what sins are can be forgiven and what sins carry more weight versus sins that could be forgiven. Okay. And I'm gonna basically talk about each one and explain what they are and how to tackle the prayer. When you do a prayer, you must include the name of the sins listed, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay. Okay. So the deadly sins are sevens, and basically is also known as like capital vices and cardinal sins. Basically, those are teaching according to Christianity, okay? Because your audience may not be Muslim or other religion or whatnot, but this is from Wikipedia on Christianity, okay? Basically, the first one is pride, second one is greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth, okay? So pride is arrogance. That what it means. Greed when you have enough, but you feel. For example, I'm gonna give you an example. Elon Musk have billions, but he want more. Okay, he want more. That's called greed. Okay. Wrath is when you take action against anyone, basically any action that is gonna actually harm a person, either through a verbal attack, in emotional manipulation, tactic of war, anything that create negative impact on a person. Okay, witchcraft and stuff like that. So that's the wrath. When you take wrath, when they say the wrath of God is judgment of God, right? When God, you know, attack your enemy for you. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, you need to include the name of the sins in you when you're reciting the prayer. Okay. Wrath, we talked about that. Envy is jealousy. You know that when you be jealous of someone, and that person could have nothing. You know what I mean? He could be a person, bystander person, just regular person. Okay, but then he has something that the enemy envy. Could be looks, it could be charm, it could be intelligence, it could be any sort of things that that it create envy, okay, or jealousy. Lust. Lust in when you look at something or someone with desire, and you cannot stop thinking about that person, that you're lusting over somebody, Gluttony is, I had to look it up because I didn't know what it means. Basically, commit things corresponding to the typical example of each. For example, time of a meal in order to satisfy the palate. Eating before the time, okay? Biblical example, Jonathan eating little money when his father saw commanded no food to take before evening, okay? I have no idea what they mean by those examples, but yeah, there's something here about sacrifice. What was it? Yeah, biblical example of two sons, Ali and high priest, made sacrificial meat to be cooked under the manner of rather another matter or mere met with death. Okay? There's a lot of things. This is just like the seven, the main ones. That were the one you kind of, when you're reciting your prayer, you need to include those names. Sloth, most difficult sin to define because is defined as credit as a sin. Okay, is sinful refer to an assorted ideas dating inequality, including mental and spiritual, pathological, and physical state. When somebody inflict pain on you intentionally to cause mental attack, demonic attack your mind. And when a witch cast or bind a demon or jinn or entity, any form of entity coming from a third dimension and whatnot, you are basically enchanting activation word to get this jinn to come and aid you, to help you with whatever request. In return, you have to give the jinn something in return. Sometimes they do, like they give all coins, they give like silver, they give like sometimes various herbs and various herbs. Sometimes they certain candles with certain scents and stuff like that. But sloth is kind of very complex because it's like you causing harm, but through mental attack, spiritual attack, and pathological and physical state. And physical state when you hit somebody, physically assault somebody. You understand? These sins cannot be forgiven unless the person who is involved in this matter is to forgive. Okay? So go over these sins and recite a prayer. Basically, the prayer is going to be, I'm going to tell you how I recited mine. And then you could add, you could take away, you could modify, whatever you feel serves you the best. Okay? So some of these things is going to be happening to you. Okay? And you want to include all sins that are hold a lot of weight on you, on your Akashic record, and in your negative, there's a positive and negative divine energy. There's a male or female. Okay, the female is governed by the moon goddess. Okay, that's usually the left. The right side is the sun, is governed by the sun. Okay. So you say, I'm going to tell you, I developed this prayer a couple of days ago because I was thinking about it, because I've been working around the clock. The enemy is being very crafty. But I said, what can I do to be heard by God, not by humans, okay? Don't worry about these people. They're going to get their day in court, heavenly court, okay? So you recite the prayer, thank you, God. I call the source of all creation, the one who created heaven and earth, everything around it, and the galaxy, animals, and our elements. All the elements that is composed of the creation of human body, human spirit, and a physical body, including the bones, and all follicle from a cell to a neuron to everything, the entire fabric of your creation. Okay, and then you say, I ask of you. Okay, And in my prayer, I also call the sun god the god of fire, which is the same God, which is this energy of God, okay? But you have to call him by that name. His name is Ahura Mazda, is God of fire. As you know, your energy field is composed of energy, and the anointing oil is comes from your pineal gland, okay? It's like an oil. And this is ignited by hydrogen. When you have hydrogen in your body, is ignited when you go out in the sun, okay? So the enemy, what they do is they attack your energy field to disturb your energy flow and also to control your hydrogen in your body, okay? So what you do is you say, after you call, I call the source of all creation of who created heaven and earth, everything around it. I called, it's up to you. I do names and I do not put names sometimes. So, but names, when you're calling God by his name, is very powerful, okay? It's like sending a letter in snail mail versus express, FedEx. You know what I'm saying? When you call God by his name, when you're reciting this prayer, you always have to be thankful on reciting the prayer. Even what they do to you, you feel like it's not just, do not worry about it. I want you to, rest assured when you ask God for justice, justice is going to come. These people, one day, they're going to come and ask you for forgiveness. Prepare for that day. It's your decision to decide. We're all given that choice. God given us the choice to choose, okay? I am going to stop now influencing other target individuals about not forgiving. It's up to you. I am not doing it, but hey, to each his own. If you want to forgive, go ahead. And then you call the God of fire, which is the energy of God. His name is Ahura Mazda, which is associated with Persian religion or Persian earlier teaching of the sun and the fire. Because there's 4 elements. There is earth, there is water, there is fire, and there is air, okay? Those are 4 elements. So the fire is you calling that fire of God, okay? And you say, I call, the energy of fire of the Hura Mazda to manifest and to ignite, okay? And to burn all attachments, all attacks of the enemy. To be, came as a form of weaponry. It came as a form of energy manipulation. It came as a form of anything that has been sprayed on food, water, air, or attack of the DNA, okay? I ask the source of all creation to give me justice against anybody who manipulated, attack, or cause harm to me through the 7 deadly sins, to be brought into high court of heaven and to, just you can say, make them pay 7-fold. You can say trillion, infinitely. You could do that. Some people say 4, 5, whatever. I don't. I just do it in trillions, you know what I mean? And multiply it infinitely, okay? Non-stop, okay? And so 7 deadly sin is including capital, cardinal sin, which is in Christianity, is pride, greed, wrath, lust, envy, gluttony, and sloth, okay? And these are connected to the heavenly virtue of God, okay? God says, in this from Holy Quran, he says, Inna الفتنة أشد من القتل. Meaning, God said, in translation, he said to cause conflict between people by basically conflicting, basically lying, manipulating, to cause people to fight with each other. That's the fitna. Basically, you instigating, you're doing things intentionally so people will fight each other, and you stand from the sideline watching and you enjoy it. This sin is not, can never be forgiven. Okay? So as a target individuals, you guys, this has been used on you. Okay? So you say all sins that has been impacted negatively through attacks, through witchcraft, through energy manipulation, through vibration, through sickness, through food, through demonic attacks, through rituals, and through also through food, when basically they give you food that it has a demonic attachment to it. Basically, they enchant words to bind the demon into your food or your water or air, or they can spray it in your throat. They can spray it on you when you sleep or whatever. You ask God to judge these attacks, because you gotta understand this program is very crafty, because they use people and they paint you as a crazy person. They make you sound like a crazy person. It's easy. When it comes from the government, it's easier for a regular person to believe anything that the government tells them. Because when they make you feel you are contributing, you are actually helping fight a great cause, then people would go above and beyond. But they do not know sins attached through these harms and manipulation are not forgiven only by the person. So you guys, you have a lot of thinking to do. You want to forgive, go ahead. I encourage not to. Okay? And then you call also God to judge all sins that it is been audited in your lifetime from birth to now. But usually you don't have sins from baby till you reach puberty. When you reach puberty, that sins was going to be started counting on you. You have two angels. One angel counts sins, and the other one good deeds. When you do something nice for someone, like give your neighbor a plate of cookies, because for their birthday, basically going out for dinner with someone, but you have taken them out actually for dinner, doing a great deed basically for someone who's in need as well. Basically, when you do something nice for someone, it doesn't matter who. You could feed a dog, you can get a sin. You can get not a sin. You feed a dog, you can get a good deed. You understand? If you see a stray dog on the street, and you capture that dog and you feed him, that's a good deed. You understand? And God doubles the good deeds on animals. Understand? On animals, because they don't have a voice to speak. They don't have when they've been hurt or they're going through a rough time or there's something happened to them, whatnot. They cannot defend themselves. They cannot sit there and talk to you about what hurt them. Okay? So you call also all sins that it is done to you by the enemy to torment you, to cause you harm, to spy on you. Spying is also a sin, by the way. to follow you around, to intercept your calls, your computers, your, basically going through your email, going through your phone without your consent, because these people, they have hackers. The government have hackers. They got this program very well figured out. You create a little bit of doubt and you paint a person that you're targeting in a version that you want the people to see. For example, they look at you and they would pick something is have no real evidence or fact. Is basically they would pin something on you and spin it to make you feel or to make you come across like you are a horrible person. Okay? That's fitna because they are using manipulative ways. It's fitna when God says, أشد من الغلط, he says, fitna when you instigate, cause this problem between people, this sin is doubled and it's worse because God says is worse than killing somebody. Why did he say compare it to killing somebody? Because you kill somebody is a great sin that you could do. Hurting someone to the person taking a life, that's a biggest sin. Also, that sin cannot be forgiven by God. So these 7 sins that I have listed, and some of the ones I have not, mostly are forgiven by the person. God does not come in between you and that person and say, forgive this person. Okay? He does not. He lets you choose because God given us the freedom to choose. You understand? When God given you a freedom of choice, he doesn't come back and he says, no, false alarm. I'm going to take it back and you're going to do this. He doesn't enforce this on you. He gives you a choice. Okay? Always been about a choice. So, and you say also all sins that were done to you by the enemy, knowingly or unknowingly, any form of sinful ways that was done intentionally to cause you harm, to cause you energy manipulation, to spread lies and fabrication about you, to harm you, basically. All this hurting you through verbal abuse, through physical abuse, through sort of trauma, through manipulation. Manipulation could be hurtful when you find out the truth. You know what I mean? So that's also, you just say all the unknown that you did not, like basically you don't know what they did, right? Of the person did to you. But what I'm doing, I say I'm not forgiving anybody who participated. Working in front or behind the veil. Anybody who came in my life with ill intention toward me, toward my family, toward my entire being, to not forgive. No, I'm saying it's my own perspective. I'm not forgiving. So you can say, if you want to say, I forgive them, go ahead. Okay, I'm going to tell you something about sins. And I'm going to tell you why the Bible have not said you have to forgive your enemy. Okay, I'm going to tell you it's not factual. Because when God created 2 angels, one to audit the good deeds and the other one sins, is God is auditing you. You know what I'm saying? You have to weigh, your heart has to be lighter than the feather to enter the kingdom of God. Sins, no, not sins, sins, form of sin. Attack, any form of attack weighs on your heart. heart is the first organ that ever created. Anything that impacts your heart impacts you. It changes your mood. It changes your, behavior. You changes your ability to heal. It changes everything. And if you are targeted like me by energy weapon, you've been sent. I was sent to the hospital 11 times, and I was hospitalized 2 times to 2 different hospitals, and but it doesn't matter. I say these are, in my perspective, I say all these sins that we created after my targeting and before my targeting in this lifetime, past, future, or present, okay, to be judged by the angel of judgments and God, the creator of all things, to lift these sins of the enemy against you, against your entire being, against your, oh yes, God also doesn't forgive editing or manipulating your DNA, okay? If you mess with your DNA, God doesn't like that, okay? Because he perfected that. He doesn't like somebody to mess with something that they have not created, okay? You have not created a human being. You cannot do that. So that's why these people who giving you shots, they're messing with your DNA, okay? So you say, any shot that I was taken, or have taken by the governments or hospitals or school system or any the other one, the V word, any shots V that have taken that impacted me and impacted my health quite negatively, and the government knowing these, they had ill intention. You say it, they have to say it this way. Government knowing that these shots had ill intention on your being, impacted your health and manipulated your DNA and created your broke your DNA structure, causing you harm, sickness, and stuff. Okay? I'm telling you, if you pray this way, anybody, you don't have to know who involved. When you say anybody who's involved in my targeting, anybody who's been involved in my targeting behind the veil or pretending to be friendly or neighborly or whatnot, and deep inside they have ill intention toward you, judge those. You're calling, the source of all creation to judge, to be your ambassador and to judge on your behalf, because he's all knowing. He knows what people hide in their heart, and he knows what their intention are, okay? Because you're using God to discern against your enemy, okay? All manipulation also and sins that came through attack of witchcraft and energy manipulation, through emotional manipulation, through illnesses, through ingestion of food, water, air, or any form of manipulation that cause you harm, asking the creator of all things to judge and to activate the wrath of God, to activate the wrath of the creator of all things, to swiftly reverse, remove, and destroy all negative arrows, all attacks of the enemy, and all evil sent your way, in your way to control you, to oppress you. Because also God says, I forbidden oppression on myself. Like he forbidden himself to oppress somebody else. He says, I forbidden oppression on myself, and so I forbid it on every human being to not to oppress somebody else. Okay? Be smart. You have to build your prayer like this. And then meditate, and you have to also believe in your prayer working. Which, some people recite a prayer and they don't think the prayer is working. Okay? Do not do that. Just sit there, close your eyes, and draw energy and focus. Focus on the Creator, the source of all creation, God. And because you're connecting to His energy, asking Him to do something for you. Okay? So be directed straight to the point. Even if you don't have to elaborate with God, God all knowing, He knows. But there is things you have to say. There is His name is very important because His name holds power. Okay, His name holds power. Everything in everything is frequency. All creation is part of frequency of vibration. We all vibrate. Just. Okay, so you need to also ask God for that. Be straight to the point. You know what I mean, and ask whatever the enemy had done to you, working exclusively with the governments, working exclusively with these people who are in bed against you, just asking God to give you justice, to be the judge on the day that we stand in the upper heaven, being judged, okay? And asking God to be judged in the heavenly court, okay? That court is not, a court where you can go bribe a judge, ask him to do something for you. You can't bribe God, you understand? So, when you take this prayer and ask to be heard in the high court of heaven, you understand? God resides on that throne of judgments with the angel. Look up the angel who, I can't remember his name on top of my head, but there's an angel who's in charge of sins, or judgments. Basically, also call him in this prayer and ask him to judge, okay? To judge what the enemy have done to you, okay? Do not get mad at people for believing the sham and the lies and fabrication that done, to get them to play the game, okay? But we all smart people. You cannot believe somebody without trying to do your research. You know what I'm saying? When I was in university, and a professor discussed something that it doesn't really resonate well with me and I don't believe in it, I don't have to believe him. There is Democrat, there is Republican. We're all different. We choose, somebody who they like sports, like hockey, somebody like baseball, you know what I mean? Somebody else like, basketball. We're all different, okay? So we don't have to like the same thing. But you have to learn the power of prayer and how to activate your prayers in order to manifest what your heart desire. When I pray, I'm like, my mouth is like, alhamdulillah, my mouth is like a bullet. It just, I'm like a machine gun with prayer, okay? You have to do it that way. I know there is a prayer, they said it's called speaking in tongue. I don't like that. Speaking in tongue, I find it a little demonic. You don't have to talk like that in order to be heard, okay? Just a normal voice. You don't have to even sit on your knees, but your knees is, when you sit in your knees, and you recite your prayer, is you are exhorting humbleness in front of God. You understand? When you are humbling yourself, God would answer. Okay? No arrogance, no nothing and stuff like that. I know I come across sometimes arrogant, but it's intentional. My intention is to piss them off. That's it. So I come out arrogant to trying to piss them off because what they're doing is wrong. Okay? I worked very hard in this prayer. Oh yes, I remember. I wanted to write the words, but you know what? I'm just showing you how to do it. Okay? You can do your own. Yes. Also include in the prayer anybody who attack you through energy, weapons, any form of weapons, energy, witchcraft, attack, an attachment in your DNA through any form. Just do not, you don't have to say through this, through that. No, through any form. That will include everything that cause you harm, cause you grief, and caused you hurt, pain, agony, just list things. Now, to bring these people responsible to high court of heaven, okay? But it doesn't matter if they are in bed with them or not. We all report to someone. They wanted to play and work against you. Hey, I all for it. You know what I'm saying? But don't ask me to forgive. That's out of the question because you do your research before in Islam, people would not attack a person without investigating. We're not American. Shoot and ask question later. No, we don't do that. Okay? Because it's that we know it's the greatest sin. Okay? Because once you harm somebody, you can take it back. Unless that person say, I forgive you from my heart. You understand? But some people are not very forgiving. So don't mess with people by harming somebody else. Because if that person doesn't forgive, you're toast. Okay? Okay? And end your prayer with thank you, God. Thank you, Ahura Mazda, the creator, the God, the energy of fire, or the creator. Let me see if I can find the other names of God with these energies. The fire, I already gave you. The other one is water and air and earth. Okay, so I'm going to find the name that you call God with. The four elements, that's the four main ones, okay? But there's more elements, not just one, not four, okay? You say the entire quadratic table of elements of my fabric of my creation, okay? And this is how you do it, okay? Asking the source of all creation to judge, because what's happening to us is a great harm, violation of universal laws. Look at also universal laws, including this prayer. Also, anybody who violated God universal laws, to have God judge these people responsible. All sins that involved universal laws that were broken, muddled with, manipulated, or any form of manipulation of universal laws, asking God to judge, okay? Any harm to happen to you and to your family, to your mom and dad, your brother and sisters, your children, to target individuals, to all Muslim people, to all innocent people globally, children, innocent people who have not done anything to receive such a harm. Okay? Pray against those. Okay? And then you're ending the prayer with thank you, God. Thank you, Ahura Mazda, the creator of fire. And you can send this prayer, and you also say, I call the Tishan. Tishan is God fasted energy. Basically, you say, I send this prayer through the Tishan. God's energy faster than light. Is faster than light. I think the Tishan is faster than light. So it's not, cannot be calculated per se. It's an X. Figuring out an X, it's hard because you have to assume an X is something. You have to assume the other, in order to get there. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, there is no decibel, there is no vibration because it's light, but it's faster than sound, it's faster than other, I think there's 13 energy. But anyhow, and you say, God, thank you, God, for standing by me, supporting me through the torments, the judgments, and the manipulation attacks of the governments, corrupt institution, corrupt governments, corrupt secret society, corrupt witches and wizards and warlock. Because some witches, maybe they have a heart. You know what I mean? I doubt, but anyhow. Anyhow, I don't believe in witchcraft. I believe when you enchant, you binding this demon into a vessel of someone to cause them harm. Hey, you're messing with God, unforgivable sins. Okay? Because sometimes, if you do not really forgive a person from the heart, you have to say, from my heart, I forgive that person. Because sometimes people say I forgive, but they don't mean it. They still hold that negative experience in their vessel. They cannot let go. They need someone to guide them through the process of forgiving. If you want, I'm done. This book is closed. I'm not forgiving no one. Okay? I want my justice. That's what I'm seeking. I'm not asking for charity work. I'm not asking for, donation. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm asking what's rightfully mine. I did not break any law, and I'm not gonna let go. I'm not gonna let go of asking God to judge. Okay. So I thought before I hit the sack, I was gonna brush my teeth, go to bed, but I thought because I was thinking about it, taking on a bus from downtown here, I was thinking about this, and I said a lot of target individuals going through a lot of stuff, and this prayer could help a lot of people. Okay, so if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me on my page, and I'll be able to assist you or maybe clarify how to ask God through a prayer, okay? And have your prayer answered. God, listen, do not worry about that. This is temporary. What's happening to you is temporary. Nothing is forever, okay? But rest assured, if they stop tomorrow, I'm not going to stop praying against them. You know what I'm saying? If they stop tomorrow, if they stop like last year, I'm still going to continue praying because I've lost someone of great value to me, my mom, in a process. I know some of you guys lost children, lost mom and dad, lost wife, lost kids. I know that because I've spoken to some of you, and We shared notes, and I know this is what happened to you. This is how you ask for justice. Okay? How you forgive somebody who hurt your family or kill your mom or kill your brother, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that their blood to be shed in vain. God says, do not shed the blood of the innocents in vain. Okay? Hey, this is a worse sin. You know what I'm saying? Shedding of the blood is like worse. So wars, war games, stabbing somebody, attacking somebody, causing somebody to bleed. Just doesn't matter how, you know. It's intentional. Yeah, no, I don't mean like you didn't intend to hurt that person, but it's just happened. That's not the same thing. I'm asking if you, in intention, you already thought it over, and in your head, and you carried with this angry vibration toward that person, and you assault them. When you assault them, that person have to forgive you. Know what don't worry about taking them to court, or asking a little bit of cash back, or for like suing somebody for whatever. I'm telling you, God's judgments on heavenly court is bigger than the earthly. This earthly is a joke. Okay, do not worry about that. Activate the energy of judgments. Activate the energy of justice. Activate the energy of the energy of love. There is love. There is the energy of I can't remember the list of them. But anyhow, I wanted to kind of make it encompassing everything. I wanted to kind of like, so I may have to sleep on it tonight. And I'm going to write how I wanted my prayer to flow. And then he ended with thank you, God. Okay? And you calling God fastest energy, Tieshan energy. Look it up. And this is the fastest, faster than light. Okay? It's like, yeah. And you say you are sending your prayer through God, Tieshan energy, to the throne of God to be heard among the angel of judgments or justice. Okay? Look him up. I can't remember his name. I don't want to give you a wrong name. You have to say his name as well, because he's in charge of judging. God elected him to judge. You know what I'm saying? And he's the right hand of God. I can't remember. The right or left, I can't remember. But anyhow, he's in charge of judgments. Basically, he judges on behalf of God what God's already stated. So he followed the universal laws. Okay? Say his name in the prayer, and trust me, great things will manifest in your life. God listens. God is great. Never doubt in a second. And when they tighten this rope against your neck, and I don't mean like physically, I mean like harassments done to you, you have the power to ask God to judge you, to judge on their behalf. Do not worry. God always judge. I never doubted God for a second, being a judge. So I want actually, okay, yes, I wanted to share with you also. Since, sins against you, remove sins from you. You understand? So basically, they cancel each other out. When you say you're not forgiven, God remove sins from you and replacing them with good deeds and putting that sin in that particular person. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how many people, but God removing sins from scale and piloting whoever, the enemy, you know? And so I wanted to, I'm not sure if I spoke about this before in the past, but I thought this something is very important that it would help a lot of you. Receive closure on judgments. Receive closure on judgments against what's happening to you. Okay? God bless you guys. I love you. And God, listen, God is great. The enemy is weak. Okay? The enemy will be judged. Okay? They can harm you. They could do anything, but nothing is forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is forgotten. So God bless you, and pray, and do not believe you have to forgive your enemy. It's not mandatory. Okay? It's not mandatory, because if you have to forgive your enemy, then everybody goes to heaven, right? Because there is no ill intention that was not forgiven, because you are actually being brainwashed to believe you have to forgive. No, you don't have to. It's a courtesy, a nice gesture. If you want to get in bed with God and asking Him for something for you, then you want to forgive, then go ahead. Hey, I'm very liberal. I don't tell people forgive. I don't tell people not to forgive. But I tell people what I'm not doing. I'm not forgiving. So if you want to choose to follow me in this road, it's up to you. You want to forgive your enemy and you're going to act like nothing happened? Hey, all power to you. But don't ask me to join you in this mess. Okay? Okay. Anyhow, I hope this helped you. And write me in the comment section any suggestions of things that I could include in this prayer. Okay? God bless you, and I feel great things is going to happen. Okay? And especially having this conversation with God the other day about what they want to send me. And I said, he said not to go. And anyhow, I shared this with another target individual online. He had the same thing happen to him. The same thing happened to him. He had this conversation. Because he even told me, ask God about me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the way you talk to God, you always think a right way of God. Okay, when I know they can cause you stress, they can cause you doubt, they can cause you unsure, and they can cause you endless suffering. Okay, but you always talk to God. Always talk to God. Say, I've gone through this, God. This what happened to me today. I was manipulated. I was humiliated. I was attacked by the enemy through various ways. I was made fun of. Making fun is a sin. Making fun of someone is a sin. Bullying, why do you think bullying is a sin? Okay, it's harm. Now, anyhow, you say, God, I'm being traumatized. I've been attacked. I've been inflicted pain. I have lost a great, like you should say, your mom, dad, your brother, sister, whatever, whoever you lost. And you ask anything that was done to them to be judged. Okay? And you call that angel. You have to look up that angel of judgment, of justice, I think his name. Of justice, but I can't remember his name. But anyhow, look him up. And trust me, probably the enemy doesn't want me to tell you this because I'm sharing with you information that could help you. They want you to feel hopeless. Okay? These people want you to feel hopeless, like you actually have nothing you could do. You know what I'm saying? To bring justice. I'm telling you there is. I just shared it with you. But you have to be in the right frame of mind, and you have to believe in your prayer working. It's best to enchant this prayer before sunrise. So look at your, I'm not sure what country or city or whatnot. You look at sunrise. You say, okay, sunrise like 4, 5, whatever, city you are in. You get up, you set up your alarm. You could read it, you could recite it, and you could wing it like me. Like, I just wing it like, I'm like, it's like a machine gun, okay? Because I just, in my head, I've done it for so long. I've done it for 9 years. I perfect prayers. I add things, I move things. I do my research to see what prayers work and what to ask in a prayer. Because you have to include things in a prayer, okay? To be heard, okay? When you go to your boss's office, you knock or you go in without knocking, right? So you do things in order to have God talking to you, to talk to you, okay? This is how you respect God. It's the same analogy. Knocking on your boss's door before you enter, respecting your boss, same thing, you respect God. You want him to do something for you because he knows, trust me, he knows you're suffering, okay? But you don't want to leave things unspoken, or you want to be heard. You feel like it's what happened to you is not just, and you want to be heard. That's all. Okay. I'm exhausted. I'm spent. Okay. Anyhow, we'll talk again soon. Let me know what I conclude in this multi prayer. I'm calling it multi prayer because it encompasses a lot of things. You have to build a lot of things, and you also do your research. Highlight things that God spoken about, and stuff. Those are also could be bind. You know why they think the witches and wizards of Warlock have books? Because they've been doing this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Witches are B word, okay? They are weak when they can't get their way. They will hire a witch, hire a bee to attack you, okay? Do you think they're gonna get you information? Nobody's gonna get you information. Formation meaning in line, okay? Be you, be the free spirited like God created you. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you're coming from a great line of prophet bloodline, from Abraham, even from Adam and Eve, all the way to Abraham and his, children, the blessed seed of Abraham. We are the 144,000, as you know, the blessed seed of Abraham. That's why they're attacking you, okay? Anyhow, it's part of your fabric, it's part of your DNA, okay? And you have to understand how things are done. Why you think witches practice? They perfect their craft of witches, You understand? They perfect it. They got it down pat. Evil is like, slithering in their head. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, I'm not doing that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? I might be everything, but I'll never do that. Witchcraft is harm people and pray against it. Okay? Ask the Creator and fear no one. Okay? Fear no one. We all report to someone. Remember that. We all report to God. So do not worry about your boss in earth. He's a nobody. Nobody cares. Okay? But when you come to God asking just for justice, God always answers. He said it. Unforgiven sin, sins that cause harm to others can only be forgiven by the person. Okay? And God has a vengeance and wrath. You know what I'm saying? What you would do to another human being is nothing what God would do to them. You understand? You're like a cake. You know what I'm saying? God is like a tornado of lava and hurricane and volcano. Okay? Multiplied by trillions and trillions in different form. You know what I'm saying? Pray, pray, pray. I think praying, it gave me focus. It gave me basically it gave me it reminds me never to forgive, or not it doesn't remind me never to forgive. No, it reminds me never to forget what happened to us. Okay? Pray also for peace on earth. I'm not talking about specific, okay? And on earth, and pray for all evil agendas against humanity to stop, and also to pray for any plan of the enemy to fail, okay? In the future, past and present. Get creative, and yes, you also include the neuron, proton, electrons, and stuff like that. Okay, hydrogen acid or atom is it ignites with all the elements. Okay, so you get magnesium generate hydrogen. Okay, you go to the pharmacy and pick up you can get a hydrogen complex. No hydrogen, sorry, magnesium complex. Hydrogen. I wish I could get that. But anyhow, magnesium complex. It has all the magnesium. There are 8 of them that your body needs. And also you need to get the other multivitamin for others. Minerals, amino acids and stuff. Okay? You eat well, drink a lot of water, and detox once in a while. And that one you need. Magnesium, if you can get the 8 elements or different magnesium in one pill, then you're good. Then you can just get another multivitamins to include the other elements you need for daily function, for your body to function properly. Okay, good luck guys, and we'll be in touch. All right, bye-bye.